Hey, g'day, aloha, and hello everyone. Welcome to Chapter 11 of Hit Dice Heroes. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, evening, middle of the day, middle of the night, whenever you are. We're so grateful to have you here with us. Super excited to jump into this new arc, I guess you could say. Maybe, I don't know. Let's figure it out together. Of our story as the party have arrived in Port Damali. I am your Dungeon Master, Alanna, and I am joined today by my wonderful players who will now introduce themselves, starting with Nico.
I'm prepared this time.
Aha.
No jump scare for me. But hello, I am Nico. I play Hikari on this D&D show. And I guess we're doing a little bit of a deeper introduction for our characters. And I wasn't really entirely sure what to say, so I came up with the idea about 30 seconds ago that
Literally.
I will just explain as Hikari what they think these last few weeks in game have been to them. And they've been a bit weird. I feel like more has happened in these past few weeks than the past few months that I've been traveling. I've met a handful of interesting folks. They seem a lot more willing to interact and explore the world and just enjoy different aspects that I didn't even think of before. But things have been going well so far, although I'm concerned now entering the city that they might find themselves in a bit more trouble than they're used to. But hopefully with the experience I have dealing with different aspects of city life, hopefully I can steer us towards a direction of clear skies and safety, maybe.
Hopefully.
That's my headspace right now.
Awesome. Wonderful. And we are joined by Kirrily.
Hey everybody, I'm gonna do the same thing. I play Geema, and she's a Tortle. She's real cool. So if you asked Geema how the last couple of weeks have been, she'd be like, I made some friends. Friends are good. And okay, so there's this bar with this duck, and then she'd tell you a lot about a duck that dances. But it's been a lot. There's been a lot more death and like violence than I was expecting. So I met up with Oleg, and then I made these really cool friends. Solace is like so strong, and Hikari's like, there's something there. I've got to ask him lots of questions, but mostly I'm learning about my powers, and we're going into this city, and I'm just ready, I think, to be out of the city as quick as possible on a grand adventure that doesn't involve quite as much danger.
Sure. Awesome. And Maya.
Hello. I play Solace, or Ace, the Halfling Barbarian, and taking a page from everyone else's book, I will also explain how the last couple of weeks have been from her perspective. There was like an auctioneer and an egg, and then some people, and then I volunteered for a mission, and then I fought some gross stuff with those same people who were pretty cool, and then I don't know, a bunch of other stuff happened. I threw some logs, cleaned out a basement, saw my dead grandma, got in a boat, flew a bird. Now we're going to a city, and yeah, I think that's everything.
Sounds about right. Yep. Wonderful. And last but not least, we have Phil.
Hi, I'm Phil. I play Oleg. I am a wandering nature cleric of the woods that likes to make things out of wood and enjoys people throwing wood and cleaning shelves that are made of wood. And Geema's idea to make a boat out of wood, and we floated down the river on a raft made of wood. We rescued a stick for a bird that was made of wood. So yes, Oleg's got plenty of wood, and he is transporting it to the city where he intends to dispense it to the citizens as much as possible. Freely give wood wherever he can.
Crazy.
Well, Phil has picked up on the secret theme of this campaign, apparently. Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you so much, guys. That was actually really fun. So we did this kind of slightly more detailed introduction today because we figured this was a pretty good point to start off with. If this is your first time watching, or this is your first episode, whatever. It's a nice jumping off point. So in honor of that as well, I'll get to that in a second because let me do my announcements first. Very quickly, we have a Discord. If you like hanging out with us and chatting with us, check out our Discord. It's a lot of fun. Fun D&D conversation, just really nice people. It's pretty chill too, so you're not going to get bombarded with notifications too often. It's just a nice place to hang out. Shout out to our wonderful character artists, Risei Arts, so you would see their character art in the intro video and also in our new updated player cards, which are scrolling around on the screen as these guys leveled up at the end of last session. Absolutely incredible artists. You should definitely go check them out. And what else do I normally do? Normally I write down my announcements. This time I didn't. Oh, hey, if you like Critical Role and you're a fan of Critical Role like us, you should check out our other podcast. It is the What the Sheet podcast, where we discuss the most recent episodes of Critical Role as it comes out each week. It's a lot of fun. You can find it on Nico's Twitch channel and on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I need to make a Nightbot command for that one, Beck. Thank you, though. I really appreciate that. It might be WTS, maybe. I'm not certain. But yeah. But go check it out. It's a lot of fun if you're up to date with Critical Role and you just want to hang out, chat about the most recent episodes. We kind of go off a bit. It's a lot of fun. So you should definitely check that out. That is every Friday after Critical Role comes out. And that is it for our announcements. So, like I was saying, because this is a nice jumping off point, we feel, for new viewers, we are going to recap the story so far. It's a bit of a condensed rundown of what has happened to this adventuring party since the beginning of our story. Hopefully it's not too long, but we'll give it a go anyway. And I have some nifty music for this one. All right, so to recap the story so far. Our story began in the timber town of Tusoa. Tucked away along the Tyoden River, this centre of log and fish saw the humble beginnings of our adventuring party. After meeting in the town centre following a live auction show, our four adventurers, Geema, Oleg, Hikari and Solace, were thrust together on a mission to find a missing lumberjack in the southern forest. Upon finding his body in a bullywug den, and after dispatching the locals, they discovered he had died a rather gruesome death, as his chest appeared to be open from the inside. The creature seemingly responsible, a large blue slug-like entity, attacked, but was quickly defeated and turned to mush by Solace's hammer. The party returned to Tusoa with the grave and spooky news. They met with the Marquis, who they never learnt the name of, and told of their efforts. This new creature concerned all involved, and further research, it seems, would be required. The party continued their stay in Tusoa together for a few days more. They began investigating the strange creature themselves, and were led to the home of the marvellous Master Mordek, a mage of great renown, who they hoped could help them on this knowledge quest. Here they met Mordek's young and rather nervous assistant, the Halfling Faradok Dale, and his familiar Maggie the Mastiff, who currently had more pressing issues that the party were able to help him with, much to his thanks. Now free of his dilemma, he agreed to further research this creature while his master was indisposed in another city, in another of his many mansions. From here, the party enjoyed the sights and delights of the Artisans' Fair, a yearly celebration along the Menagerie Coast. One arrest, one dance competition, and one test of strength later, And the festival concluded with the party now more bonded and more powerful together than they started. Over the course of their time in Tosoa, Solace received guidance from her spiritual ancestors. Hikari found hidden knowledge that produced more questions than answers. Geema connected with an entity long hidden to her, and Oleg learnt the true chaotic nature of civilization. Beginning to question their next steps, they were approached by Koname of the Margus Lumber Guild, the employee of Jaina, the lumberjack found dead in the woods. He asked them to transport the body to Port Damali so that it may be returned to family within the city to the south. Eager to see new sights and travel to new places, the party agreed and set out south along the Tyoden River towards Port Damali. They travelled along with a large lumber train that, although close by, preferred to keep distance with the floating hearse. Not but one day south of Tosoa, the group found themselves in trouble as their camp was rudely attacked by a large insectoid creature, searching for food. They dispatched the carrion crawler and were greeted by a voice offering praise for their mighty deed. Here they were introduced to Umezaman, a large blue and white crane, 8 foot tall and very enigmatic. Having not spoken to a talking crane before, the party were reasonably on the back foot as a deal was struck between them and Umez. They would defeat those that had stolen his stick, and he would owe them a favour. The party travelled further south and broke away from the long train to reach the required destination as set out by Umez, and were greeted by rapids and a waterfall before reaching an unnatural blockage in the river, where they were beset by multiple mud mephits and 2 rather laissez-faire crocodiles. The battle was won, and Umez arrived to claim their stick and gave thanks, not before drawing the ire from Geema. The party were rewarded with some loot and continued, eventually rejoining the lumber train. A few days out of Port Damali, they shared a campfire with the captain of the lumber train, Tamrielda, who told them about the city and what to expect. She also questioned Hikari about the grove and their relation to it, once again creating more questions for the monk. Eventually, they left the long train and continued on the last leg of their journey to Port Damali. But one day out, they stopped for the night by the river edge, where they came upon a familiar sight: the travelling auction house, Tobias's travelling trove of trinkets and treasures that had been in Tosoa the day they met. They spoke with the spruiker, June, who told them of her travel woes as she waited for a new wagon wheel to be delivered by her brother Jonas. They shared a pleasant conversation and began to bed for the evening. Later that night, they were surprised by a band of thieves who had come to hijack the wagon and its wares, having beaten Jonas and taken him hostage. They were sorely outmatched. However, they were sorely outmatched and were completely decimated by the party and by the namesake of the travelling trove, Tobias himself, an Air Genasi of somewhat mild, unscrupulous priorities. Concerned by the targeted attack, Tobias told the group to keep an eye out in Port Damali for his sign should he require their services. The party left in the morning and through the thick sea mist made their way to the northern docks of Port Damali, the grand city walls rising above them as the busy workers of the city hustled their way through the midday sun along the wooden boards of the dock. And that is where we are now. Whew, okay. That was a lot. You guys have done a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a very good summary, though. For a lot of crap.
So, you guys have just pulled up alongside the dock here on the northern... you get the sense this is the northern dock of Port Damali. This is alongside the northern wall. You're still technically in the river. You've not made it out to the ocean yet. And I think we described it as you guys pulling up to the dock and really only Hikari being able to see over the edge of the dock. Because you are somewhat lowered in the water. But yes, you guys are on the dock. What would you like to do?
Where should we park?
Having a look around, you can see there's a bunch of fishing boats and all sorts of things tied up along the dock. And looking ahead a bit, you can see what looks to be a lowered platform for potentially rafts and not necessarily ships and boats that can easily load up on higher docks. Yeah, this is more like a lower platform, so you guys can make your way towards that if you like. I just like the visual of you guys peeking over the top.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try to steer over there.
It's like a lot of people. It's lots of people.
Oh yeah, this is there's a lot of people even just here on the docks.
Oh, and real quick, just as a quick reminder, because I almost forgot, Hikari has done their full transformation, earrings off, hair tied back.
Nice.
Instead, a more disheveled looking style for that cloak of many styles or
Yes. Very nice. Yep.
Hikari, you've de-spiced yourself.
whatever. Yep. Can't be sparkling all the time.
Should I de-spice myself?
I don't think that's possible, Geema.
Thank you. Truer words. Well, we should get this body to his girlfriend? Nah, no.
Unknown.
Yes.
Unknown.
think we
Is
should.
the coffin on wheels, or shall I carry it?
Coffin on wheels.
You see that
Um,
there are no wheels attached to the coffin. That is,
Darn it.
We can carry it together.
So it's
okay,
not like
yeah,
a suitcase where you
fine
can
by
like
me.
press a button, like a lever.
Yeah,
like
I
Oh
got it.
my gosh. Yes. That's amazing.
Now it is.
Now it is, yeah. You guys begin kind of arranging the coffin and beginning to like lift it from the raft, and you hear kind of like these footsteps running down the dock, and you see this kind of this I guess regular size. You see this gnome approach you guys, and they're like, yes, can I help you? Do you need assistance with unloading your and kind of looking at the coffin like, yeah, can I assist you? You see they're wearing like these very fine kind of clothing, very very official looking clothing.
No,
Can we
had
park
a,
our boat here?
There is a berth fee, so if you wish to leave your
Birth?
boat, yes, there's a fee for.
Birth? Like giving birth?
No, my dear, no. To berth your boat, it's.
What?
You give birth to your boat.
It's a nautical term. It's a nautical.
Oh.
It means parking. We're
Got
parking.
it. I'm from a landlocked. My bad.
Wonderful. It's he looks at the size and he's like, that'd be 1 gold a day for berthing of a vessel that size.
Cool.
It's very little.
Yes, I can see
I'm
that.
gonna give him a gold.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna give him a gold.
And he's like, and if I may inquire, your cargo.
It's a dead body.
Okay.
Interesting.
She has processed this a bit better. We had a death in the family, and we are just returning them to their home.
Not the
What they
party
said.
from Tusoa, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
we had received word. And you see they kind of click their fingers
Right.
and a small child comes running up and they hand them a note and the child goes running off. He's like, don't worry, there will be someone to collect it shortly. And they kind of take the
Oh,
gold
we don't
coin
have to
and then they
carry it.
walk off back up to this kind of like little podium thing that's set up at the front of the docks. You get the sense this is like a dockmaster, one of the dockmasters. And they're like sitting up on this really
Okay.
high stool, like writing stuff in a book.
Can I just do like a quick insight check?
Yep.
On this fellow.
Go for it.
Just I don't know when he said someone will be by to pick him up. I don't know. It just,
Sure. Make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. It's a natural 17 plus 4, so 21.
Woo.
Yeah, you get the sense that he doesn't really care what's happening, but at the same time, he wasn't lying when he said someone will be along. You see, they sent off what looks a bit like an urchin, like a little street urchin, off to go collect someone. It appears. Yeah.
All right.
What, they got
That's
they
done.
got kids working here? What's the deal with that? I don't
Should
know.
we wait with the body until the person unknown comes to claim him, the box? No?
That sounds
Well,
boring.
do that.
It is boring, but we've got him this far. We should probably
Yeah, I
see
feel like
him
we
the
should
rest
just
of
make
the
sure that he doesn't like
Yeah.
fall in the river or anything.
Gets
Oh,
You know?
Two bodies.
I'll go up to the good gnome
Yes.
once more. Do you have like a storage place somewhere we can
I mean, yes.
have the body, not
have
out in the open?
We do have storage. It shouldn't be too much longer. Give it a few minutes, please. The large city. It takes some time to get around.
And was that your child? That was
That human boy.
Helping
Was
out?
that my child?
Well, they're. All right, listen.
Could be
Like-
adopted. We don't judge.
That is very true. I take that back. No,
Yeah,
he's a
well,
hireling. He's a hireling. It's all above board. Don't worry.
The
See,
fact
are they
that you
are they
said that
an-
made
are
it
they an
seem
orphan?
really something like we should worry about. Like I wasn't gonna say it wasn't
You-
above board, but now
You look kind of like around. You look around. You see there's a bunch of kids on the dock, and they're all like either carrying stuff, or you see some of them are like running notes between the different dock masters along the dock, and you get the sense that maybe it's like, they're earning a little bit of money by helping out around the dock.
Do they look happy?
Make an insight check.
It's campaign.
can I also make an insight check?
Yeah.
Natural one.
Natural one. Oh, like they.
Yeah, very happy.
Oh, like you're looking for the happiness of these kids, and you see.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Yeah. Okay, let me explain Oleg's first. Oleg, you're watching these kids, and one kid has like this crate kind of carrying on the shoulder, kind of a bigger kid carrying this crate on the shoulder, and it's filled with fish. And you're just like, that's some interesting fish. I've never seen fish that looks like that before. And you think, if that kid's got fish like that, they must be happy. Like, that is some nice looking
Yeah,
fish.
yeah. I'd be happy with fish like that.
Solace, they look like they're working. They don't necessarily have giant smiling grins on their faces, but they're not like, stumbling with chains around their necks or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't look like they're here against their will.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
One kid walks
Can
past
I-
is like, I'd rather be in
Can
school.
I-
Okay.
Can I approach one of them?
Sure.
Just one of them that are maybe like passing by or
Yeah.
whatever.
You see like
And I'll just like crouch down.
There's like this half-orc girl kind of like tying ropes.
Oh.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Can I help
What do
you?
you do here?
I tie the ropes. Do you got a rope that needs to be tied?
Not at the moment,
Can
but
do
I mean
it for a silver.
these knots look.
I can do really fancy
Wait,
did we-
ropes for 2 silver.
Wait, did we tie our boat to the dock or is it just floating there? 'Cause
Floating
I didn't
down
tie
the
it.
river.
Did you tie it?
You didn't.
Oh,
It's currently.
Oh,
Wow.
You know what? We do need a rope tie.
I guess,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I try and get the
we
boat.
could use your assistance here.
Wonderful. Show me to the rope
but-
and I'll tie it.
Yeah, of course. But this is a very important job. Do you think you're up for the task?
5 silver.
5 silver.
There you go. Know
You
your
have
worth, girl.
yourself a deal.
Alright. And she goes up and I'm actually going to roll a sleight of hand check to see how well she ties this rope.
Wait, did we get the boat?
Oh, man.
That is a fancy rope that you see that she's tied to the dock.
Yeah.
There's like a little bow in it as well, yet it still appears to be quite a strong, I don't know knots, guys. A strong kind of tie, I guess.
Hmm.
And yeah, it looks pretty good. And she does it, hands out.
I will do like a quick, look, like a scan, around to make sure like her boss or whatever isn't watching. And if I don't see anyone,
Yeah, if you're looking specifically,
if I don't see anyone looking, I'm gonna like sleight of hand a gold piece because I don't want a boss taking that or anything.
Yeah, I can say you like take the time because you watch. The gnome is watching, like the gnome is kind of like paying attention to like what's happening on the dock, but you wait for a moment to let her kind of like the gnome looks away for a moment and you slip the gold piece and you just say, oh, thank you. I mean, if you ever need knots
Yeah,
tied,
don't
you
tell
can find
anyone.
me. I'll tie all the knots you need. All right.
I guess I just have one more question, actually.
Pocketing the coin.
Yeah. Why are there so many kids working on the docks? Are you guys?
I mean, there's kids. There's kids everywhere in the city, I guess, and the docks aren't a bad place to work. If you got nothing else to do, it's good. They feed us, and they give us work, and we make a bit of money, and then. Some you meet lots of sailors, and sometimes they'll hire you for your ships when you get a bit older, and it's I mean, what else am I gonna do?
Well, it's good that you're putting yourself out there, providing something.
Yeah.
That's good work.
That's
Keeps you out of trouble,
Networking.
I assume.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only a little bit.
Yeah.
But thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for this. What's your name?
My name is Lucinda.
Lucinda. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm Hikari. These are my friends.
Hello, Hikari. Hello, friends. I need to go tie some
Hello.
more knots, but like I said, any ropes you need tied, come see me. I'll see you next time. She kind of fumbles
course.
over her words, takes the gold coin, puts it away, and then runs off towards the dot. As you see, the gnome is now looking again, but not in binoculars out watching what she's doing, but just keeping track of what's happening on the dock. You guys,
while that was happening, I have walked a little bit on the dock, but just a couple of steps down from where we have the casket thing, and I've set out morning tea for everybody.
Very nice.
So I've my our bedrolls are down somewhere to sit. I've just taken no care of the fact that there are children working at the docks whatsoever. That's very normal and fine. I've got this out. I'm watching this all happening, but mostly just I've found there's a flower in an old bottle in the middle. I'm just we have arrived. We should mark this moment. And so next to the dead body on the docks, I have set out a morning tea, and I'm just hey Oleg, you wanna? If you sit, it'll start a trend, and then maybe the other two will come and sit, and we can.
Oleg will sit down cross-legged and eat whatever he's served. Thank you very much.
You're right by the casket, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then because I was just standing by the casket, so I'll sit down as well.
Yeah.
You guys set up a picnic on the busy dock.
As long as I'm out of the way.
Yes, but the dockmaster hasn't noticed yet, so it's all good.
Okay. I'm gonna
See, there are people kind of
stand on the side.
Yeah, there are people kind of grumbly moving past, with crates, what? But no one's really causing a fuss because they can't get past. It's just more what the hell is going on here?
It's a full-on, in my head, it's very cute. It's a very cute thing I've set
up. And I imagine Geema can get it set up pretty quickly.
Down. Yeah. Come sit down.
I'll just stay on a.
Okay, well, here I made you a drink. You can stand with the drink.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I just love.
I will just be I'll just be constantly scanning the crowds.
Yeah.
Just keeping a sharp eye.
I just love Hikari's biggest fear of coming to the city was that there was going to be some towny shenanigans, and immediately the first thing that happens is a picnic on the dock. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Look, I'm not saying that we have to go to the formality of a caring circle here today. All I'm thinking is that we just have a bit of a discussion about our renewed team goals now that we have delivered pretty much this young man to his person.
Maybe we should wait until we get them to the. is the person here yet to collect the body? I'm sitting here with a dead body and it's making me uncomfortable.
Hikari looking out and Solace as you kind of like begin to look out, you notice coming towards from the walls, so from the city towards the dock, you see what looks like a young human woman with 3 people in brown robes, and you see 2 of them are kind of pulling a cart behind them, and they start to approach, and you see one of the robed figures not pulling the cart, wearing this brown robe with the hood up, approaches the dockmaster, and the dockmaster points in your direction, and you see the woman and the robed figures make their way towards you.
Okay. I'm gonna chug the rest of my tea, just like tank it, and then fucking get up. Yeah.
Get it like, oh shit! Perfect. Yeah, so you guys see them approaching this young woman, probably like early 20s, short, dark hair, kind of like very like rosy cheeks, approaches, and she's like, are you the Tosoa party? And you see just kind of her eyes are locked on the coffin that's on the dock.
Yep. Yeah, hey, hi. Tosoa.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, sorry.
I am Eva. I've been awaiting your arrival for some time, but I can see that you're here, and I am grateful for your service in bringing him here.
We're happy to. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Thank you. And she kind of gestures to the people in robes. She gestures to the people in robes, and you see they kind of like nod, and they bow. You see there's a human man, 2 human men, kind of step forward, and they're like, we will gladly take the coffin from your care if you would allow us.
Absolutely.
I just have to like clean a bit. I'm just sorry, the
Taking the
picnic
teacups off
blankets
it.
in the way a bit. It is now ready for your collection, sir.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. And you see they load the coffin up onto this kind of small wagon that they were pulling with them, and you see they turn. Yeah, sorry.
Can I like just as they're loading the coffin, just ask them like, where are you taking them to? What is this a place of rest?
The Sunfall Sanctuary, the Grand Temple to Pallid.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And you see they load it up. You see that the other robed figure, the one with the hood up, kind of turns to Eva and says, "Well, Eva, you are always welcome, and we will be in touch. But we will speak with you at a later date. I believe you have business to conclude with this party here." And Eva's like, "Yes, thank you so much. I'll be in touch." And they kind of like, they don't shake hands, they grasp hands and kind of like hold them together and shake. And you see the hooded figure kind of turns and begins walking off with the coffin and the other 2 robed figures. And you see Eva turns to you, she's like, I'm sorry, it's all been a bit much recently these days, and I'm not the best at... would you join me at my place of work? And
yeah,
yes, that'd be lovely. And
sure.
You guys pack up your picnic, and you guys can follow Eva into the city. So, you guys make your way through the grand gate of, like, the grand northern gate of Port Damali. Walking through this region, it's called the Tumble Downs. And this region is very much a kind of ramshackle consolidation of multiple buildings, and it looks like there are buildings made kind of wherever they would fit. Not so much like it's not like a slum, it is just compact. You see there are hundreds of people around, and there is a main street that kind of curves around towards the south, and all these laneways that split off from the side, but it is packed. It is very busy. You see streamers, and you see ropes, and you see like washing kind of hanging between the windows and between the buildings of the street as people kind of bustle their way. But Eva, very deftly, as do pretty much everyone else in the street, makes their way through the hustle and bustle as she kind of leads you further into the tumble downs. Almost like these people have a very easy way of walking through this crowd, like they're used to it. Hikari, it's very very familiar to you, kind of walking through this bustling city, and it's actually a bit of a oh well, I don't know how would Hikari feel as they enter this massive city?
A bit nervous, but a sense of belonging, almost familiarity.
Yeah.
I would assume I'd probably be leading the way alongside Eva.
Yeah.
Sort of leading the party, I guess. As I'm confident with maneuvering through a town or a city.
Even just the sound, like it is just a cacophony of voices, of like horses on cobblestone, of carts and wagons being pulled. You hear like the ringing of hammer on metal as you pass multiple different blacksmiths and like bow makers. Yeah, it is a very alive, very very busy city that you guys have entered. I'm actually gonna get, where's my,
and I guess as a bit of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing anything crazy, but instinctively, Hikari is glancing at people who look, well off, well adorned in robes, jewelry. They take a quick glance at passing carts and stuff, just as,
Yeah, cool.
as out of habit.
Sure, I'll say just make a perception check as you're kind of like wandering through the city.
Haha! That's a natural one.
Ooh, do you get advantage on perception, or is that just inside investigation?
Not on perception, insight
Gotcha.
investigation.
Gotcha.
All a bit overwhelming, I guess. It's been a while since I've
very
been in a
much so. It's
bustling
kind of
city.
like, I'm sorry. You see a lot, but as you say, it's hard to kind of process everything you see. It is much busier than any city you've been to, and this is a very condensed part of the city. But yeah, you guys follow Eva for a little longer, and she eventually brings you to this small square, a bit off from the main road of the Tumble Downs, and you see up ahead this two-story building. It looks a bit like a tavern, but it's got some finery draped around it, some like silks hanging from it, and you see this lovely kind of dark red and pinkish sign up the front, on the front of the building, with these letters scrawled in white paint that says "The Rosy Pearl," and she leads you inside. I need to find the appropriate music for this place. Once inside, you see much more decadently decorated than the exterior. This is a very lovely, as you quickly discover, brothel. There are multiple patrons in here. There is a bar on the lower level, and you can see this grand dual staircase that rises up in the center. And there are all a wide assortment of people and patrons and workers kind of working their way around the brothel. And you see Eva kind of walks in, no harm, no fuss, and she gestures towards a table at the back. She's like, "Oh, we can talk there if that's okay." Okay, cool. And she's like, "Would you like anything? Would you like anything to drink? I can arrange that as well."
Water.
Water? Yes.
Do you have
Water.
apple juice?
Just a nice white wine, maybe.
Apple juice, white wine. Yes, no worries. Anything? She turns.
Apple juice is hard. Water is fine.
No, it's fine. Apple juice is fine. Turns to Geema and are like, "Anything to drink? Eat?
Water?
Water? No worries." She goes off behind the bar. You see, like, she begins preparing drinks. Comes back up, presents the drinks, and she's like, like I said before, I'm very grateful. When word came, I couldn't quite believe it that he was actually gone. But I am grateful that you took the time to bring him here. It was unexpected, but very much appreciated. So it's not necessarily any of my business, but were you lovers? Are you siblings? I guess yes, you could say that. We were. We had known each other for quite some time, and yes, we were, and still are. No, that sounds ridiculous. I know, but it's been very quick, everything that's happened. But yeah, no, we've known each other since we were young, and met here in the city, and he went to Tosoa to find work, and that's the plan was to eventually leave this city, but we'll see. Your payment. And you see she kind of like fumbling over her words a bit. She's you get the sense she's like just an absolute bit of a mess at the moment. Much like the DM role-playing her. She's a bit of a mess at the moment. And you see she kind of like turns into like a satchel she has on the side, and she pulls out a bag of coin, and she holds it out to Hikari. She's like, your payment. I hope this is sufficient. It's a hefty bag of coin.
Yes. We appreciate it. Geema?
I feel very sorry. And young love is very... I just... Maybe... it was very hard. It was very hard in the body here. And I'm not saying we shouldn't get paid, but could we somehow, make a deal where, we could maybe stay here because we need somewhere to stay in the city. And if you could give us a room, we could feed some of this money back, because it seems like a kind of awful thing to get paid so much for.
Geema, do you know what kind of an establishment we're in?
It's a pretty one. It's really nice.
Yep.
You've done such a beautiful job here. It's really pretty, and
it's not.
I like
my
the
place.
lights.
I just work the bar, but it is a very pretty place. Lots of pretty people.
Yeah.
Would your boss let us stay here?
I think that could be arranged. We do have plenty of rooms.
Wait, is this your money or your boss's money?
Oh, this, and Hikari, as you're kind of holding the coins, make an investigation check as it is in your hands. You with deft hands. That sounds weird.
Investigation. 18.
18, really good. Just from kind of feeling having the bag in your hands, you recall the price that was offered for this job was about 100 or so gold. 100. Oh god, I can remember. Alanna, DM can't remember right now. Should have written it down. It was it was a pretty small sum. This is a heavy bag of gold. This is a heavier than expected bag of gold that you have in your hands. And
some copper pieces in here.
You open it up and it's all gold. You get a sense, just from an 18, I'd say, kind of also, I guess, slyly counting it on the side, not wanting to be rude. There's about 600 gold in this bag.
Okay, hold up. Does AC that much money?
Make a...
I'll as I'm counting it, I'll like look over to Ace and be like, like pointing at it.
Yeah, you see.
Uh,
And you see, he was like, I can arrange rooms. I think that'd be fine. You'd have to pay the rate for the room usage, but if you're just using for sleeping, I don't see. I mean, the matron might prefer paying customers for, But I suppose if you're eating and drinking, I don't think that could be a problem.
Ma'am, Miss Eva.
Yes. Yes.
I think you may have, like, quadrupled our payment, potentially.
Oh! Yes, I should have explained. The church has been incredibly gracious in helping me with this. They, heard of, what had happened and had offered to pay for Jaina's return. They've offered to perform the burial rite as well, something that was somewhat concerning, rates in the city and all that, but I don't think this could have happened without them. I'm totally grateful to them for their help in this matter. But they've provided the payment for this. They told me to keep my money, and I mean, we were saving up for so long to get out of this city, so anything they could do has been a blessing.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that the church is helping you out like that. But I do feel, and this is just me speaking, so hey, party members, if you disagree, hop in. But I think I would feel better if you got to keep some of this, because we're dudes who run around and make money by stabbing things sometimes.
Oh.
So I feel like I don't know how to speak. Hikari?
Hmm?
Am I losing my mind? Help?
Aren't we all?
Okay, great. But like, honestly though.
I think maybe if it's money from the church, we could go half and half. We could,
Yeah,
she
but-
could get 300
please,
and then we could get
no.
300.
Please no. And she says, I've been taken care of by the church. It's okay. This is for you. This is 100. This is all for you. It's a long journey from Tusoa. I saw the craft you sailed down on, and I must say that is very impressive.
We went over a waterfall.
Okay.
at one point.
You don't have to lie.
I wasn't, but no. This is.
Are you a family of faith? I mean, is there a reason why the church has offered this benefactor to you?
I mean, we have faith. I wouldn't say we were practicing disciples of Pallid, but
So why did they pay to get it back? Why have they paid you so well? What arrangement did you make with them?
they wished to receive the body. They said it was important to their to just help people in need. And I'm not too proud to turn away charity. Jaina's gone, and this is all I have. They're wonderful people, absolutely wonderful people. Where's my notes gone? Oh god.
You city folk have strange traditions I'm not familiar with.
She
We
says.
normally just put people under the earth.
The high priest Price is a wonderful man. You can speak with him, I'm sure. If you like, I can take you to the temple if that's a concern, but they were very...
Is it far?
It's
Just
20 minutes, 25 minutes. It's in the
which
crescent.
direction?
She points to a wall of the building. That way.
No.
It's
We don't
towards
want to further burden you or add to your troubles, so if we're passing
we
in the
could probably
vicinity, we could maybe pop in, guys.
Yeah.
Well, no worries if you wish to, as I say, stay here. I mean, there's plenty of... And she leans in a bit and she kind of whispers, she's like, there's plenty of nicer inns to stay in. This one is
But
slightly
we've
more
met you.
true, and that is lovely.
I don't think she lives here, Geema.
I just
Oh,
work
you
here.
don't live here?
No, I just work here, just at the bar. There's slightly different clientele here. You're welcome to
Where
stay.
would you stay if you were coming into town? We need somewhere where people will be nice to us, because only really Hikari here knows city life. I am from a swamp.
Oh.
I'm from a forest.
Oh. She thinks. There's a few hotels here in the Tumble Downs, or the Gilded Esplanade, if that is more for you, if you are, as you say, not city folk, I guess, swamp and forest folk. And she tells you about the tavern and hotel called the Landlocked Lady. That is in the Tumble Downs, which is in the region that you are currently in.
The Landlocked Lady?
Yes,
Isn't Port Damali a port?
it is.
Why'd they name it that?
Mm.
They're not
The
landlocked.
lady's landlocked.
I was landlocked. Is the lady that? That's fine.
I don't know.
Sometimes
The lady can't go to sea.
Oh. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Have we seen the ocean yet?
Nope.
Or is it we haven't seen the
wait,
ocean yet?
have you
I'd
not
like
seen
to
the
see the-
ocean?
I have never seen the ocean. I'd like
Alright.
very much to see the
Neither
ocean.
have I.
I'm a little terrified, but
It's a bit
want
like
to
a
see it.
lake, but it's wet and it's big.
But it's wet. Are lakes not wet?
Yeah,
Is water wet?
Lakes are very
no.
wet.
Don't use back
no.
Not as big as the sea is.
Okay.
The sea is wet also.
Ava, thank you so much for your time. I hope. Is there some sort of a celebration that will occur for?
I mean, it's always a celebration.
Is that-
It's always a celebration here if you have the gold. You're welcome to.
Is that the
return.
tagline?
Yeah, it's always a celebration here if you have the gold. She's like, not that I know of.
No, like when will he be I don't
I
know,
will.
being floated out to sea, being
Oh,
whatever happens.
I don't think that's what's happening at all. I think he's being buried in the graveyard.
But then he'll be under the. Yeah.
Is that not how do you guys not bury your deceased where you're from, Geema?
Sorry. Oh, no, that's fine. I guess what I'm saying is when. Okay, yeah, cool. When will that be? When will that happen?
I'm not sure. The church have said they'll be in contact with me in regards to that.
Yeah, if we're heading to the church anyway in our to-do list, church, ocean, landlocked lady, question marks, maybe we can ask them when we're there.
Sure. Yeah.
Is she telling of the truth?
Make an insight check.
Oh, yeah.
Can't see it. I'm going to have to pick it up. It is a very low number. It's an 8 plus 5 is 13.
13. Yeah.
Right?
You get the sense she's just frazzled, but everything she's kind of said so far is pretty truthful.
That's
Like
right.
she's just more doesn't know than anything. So she's trying to be helpful with her answers, but doesn't have the full answers herself. She's like, yeah, that's what's happening. Of course, you're welcome to visit. And
So
she
what are
she
we doing
gives.
with this extra money? Why have we got more money than we need?
Oh, sorry, you asking her that?
Who are you asking?
I was asking everybody in general. It's like, why have we got more money? I heard you.
That's what I was wondering, but
I think
don't know.
just
They
because
always
they're
need more
very charitable, church is so giving and charitable, and we should leave this lady to the rest of her day. And
yeah.
people haven't seen the ocean. We can check in on them, make sure we didn't actually make sure it delivered correctly, and then
Yes.
get it. Let's on with our day, Oleg.
Okay, we shall get on with our day.
As you guys are kind of like,
thank you very much.
as you guys are kind of like finishing up your drinks and like preparing to leave, you hear like, Eva, who are your friends? And you see this large, like 8 foot tall Goliath woman walking towards you, lays a hand on Oleg's shoulder, like, please do introduce me.
Hello.
You are an interesting
Oleg
looking
tries
bunch.
to just disengage as a bonus action.
No worries, she doesn't like forcefully grab you, she kind of lifts the hand and like, ha, I didn't realize you were working today, Eva. What a pleasant surprise. And she's like, yeah, just, talking to people. This is Carol, and introduces you to Carol. She's like,
Carol?
Carol.
Carol?
Carol.
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 Yeah.
Carol?
Yeah.
Carol?
Carol.
Cool, okay. No, totally fine. I was in my head, I was expecting like a super fantasy name, and I heard Carol, and my brain was like, you heard that wrong. But I love it. I love it. I love it.
Carol. She's like, well, if you're ever back, please do let me know. And she literally looks at all of you as she's saying that. She's like, see you later, darling. And she kind of like gently touches Eva's face and walks off. And Eva's like, I mean, you are welcome to stay if you like, but it's a lot of that.
She seems nice.
She's very nice.
Can we go somewhere else,
Seems-
please? Somewhere, anywhere other than here.
Okay, all
Oleg's
right.
feeling very awkward.
Okay,
Are all cities like this? Very strange place.
Well, this okay. Coming here-
As we're walking out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys leave the Rosy
Really
Pearl.
quickly, as we're leaving, like as we're saying like goodbye, Eva, I'm just gonna be like, this is a little bit awkward, but would you like a hug?
Would you like a hug?
I mean, I'm sorry, I don't, listen, death in the family is hard, and
She
I
kind of
really
like she
don't.
kind of
I'm not-
leans in and hugs you, and
Okay.
she's just like, "Thank you, thank you."
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let us know if you need anything else. We'll be around, just kind of like listen for
Perhaps
probably yelling.
Perhaps I'll see you at the
Yeah.
church sometime.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Alright,
Goodbye. Bye. She wanders back inside.
That was
Jog
very
off.
sweet. That was very sweet.
I have a lot. I talking's hard.
Yep.
I have a question for you all.
Okay.
Sorry, that was in character. In character voice. We have a lot of money, and I'm not really the most wise person, but I have a very, I feel like, even, this is weird, right? Like, I feel like it's weird, right? Is this weird?
We should go back to the forest, yeah.
Oh, wait,
We go back to the forest, we bury our gold under a tree and we leave it there.
Well, I think
and
we're
then
better
Sorry,
off
what?
we do
Wait,
something
bury
else.
it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have
What
a
else do you do with
suggestion.
gold?
Wait, no, I mean more like
Also,
the
here's
gold-
150 gold for you, 150
If
for
we
you, 150 for
Cool.
you. 50 for you.
Okay.
Shit, that's a lot
Look
of shiny gold.
Look at that easy division.
Okay, can we go
Like
shopping
Alanna.
somewhere where we can get
I-
rid of all this
Where?
gold?
Wait,
I think we should go. I think Oleg. Some people in our party haven't seen the ocean.
wait.
We should go. No, we should go and sit on the sand and discuss the fact
Okay,
that
I like that.
something is up.
Super cool. Let's do. Okay, cool. As long as we can address the fact that even my dumbass thinks something's weird.
Something is not right.
Let's go.
Yeah, I agree, but we're in a city, so everything's not right.
True, but the church is buying bodies for some reason. So let's
Oh, let's go to the beach. I feel like the beach is the best place to have a discussion
Go to
about.
the
just
On the way... Sorry, go on.
just for flavor. Whenever we're like walking through like throngs of people and everything,
Yes.
I now like have that thing that like kids do where they just grab like a handful of somebody's clothes,
Yes.
as in like somebody in the group. So I'm like I've got my hand like in, I don't know, I'm holding like either Solace's like cloak just like in the small of her back, just like this, or like or I imagine Hikari's kind of a bit more ahead, but I'm just like always like, yeah. And then every so occasionally, occasionally
The kindergarten train.
Yeah, the kindergarten thing. I like drop it, and then I like go to grab, and it just looks like the right person, but it's that thing where you accidentally, you know, when you're a little kid and you accidentally grab the hand of the wrong person. And you go,
I hated that.
And I'm like, oh, yeah.
I hugged the wrong woman at school when I was like 5 once, thinking it was my mum, and I still think about it. Like, it scared the hell out of me.
I'm sorry for activating that memory.
And I hugged a man, and it was not my father. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's all. Okay, I'll hold. If Geema's holding my cloak, I'll grab Hikari's cloak, and then Geema would grab Oleg, or Oleg grab Geema. We'll just train our way through the city.
You know, like
Come along, children, this way.
But like the kids in Ferris Bueller at the museum. Like, you're just like training along.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my god.
Just watch on.
So much attention drawn to you guys. People are looking as you kind of like drag yourselves through the city. Not too much. It's fine. You guys are fine. You guys make your way south. The Tumble Downs is really compact, and this is a large section of the city. But you eventually, after about 10-15 minutes or so, you start to hear more like the sounds of not so much a dock, but the sounds of like I don't know how to describe it. The sounds of the ocean, that's the word I'm looking for. The sounds of the ocean. You can hear like waves lapping, and you get towards the southern tip of the Tumble Downs, and the buildings break away, and you see stretching out in front of you this large expanse of blue and twinkling white lights as the sun is reflecting off the surface of the water. Very gentle waves are lapping at this kind of a beach. It's like a pebble shore. It's not so much a sandy beach here at this part of the city. And it's also very close to the inlet for the river, so you see there's that bit of wash between the muddy kind of river and the beautiful ocean. But you kind of, if you turn your head slightly away from that and look more towards the ocean, it's very beautiful. You can kind of see like the city reaching around slightly to your right as you're looking at it. You see the docks, and you see like massive ships and multiple fishing boats and more people running around the southern dock of the city. But you guys are here on this lovely pebbly beach, the water in front of you, the sun kind of now a bit more to the west, but it is very warm, and you are there on the beach.
Can I have had a look for something on the way to the beach? You said it took about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a shop that sells strips of leather. So I don't know if that'd be a blacksmith or a tanner's or...
Yeah, easy enough.
Anything?
You pass by a couple of different blacksmiths and leather workers, so if you just want to buy leather strips, that is no worries.
I need 4 strips of leather about that long.
4 strips of leather about that long. Let's say that will be... actually have... leather worker thing. Yeah, easy. That'd be like a gold. 4 strips of like fine quality leather, about that long. You can drop a gold on that.
Okay. Can I also pay the same person? No, actually, it's fine. I'll just take the 4 leather. Drop a gold. Cool. Done.
Easy.
Thanks. That's all I need. Carry on.
Yep.
Oleg, are you planning on taking that leather back to the brothel?
Why? Why would I do that? Do they use leather a lot in brothels?
Yeah. Yes. They do.
No. This is actually a gift for you, Hikari. For everybody. But it'll take some. I need to do some work on it before I can fully give it to you.
Oh.
Don't worry, I will give it to you.
All right.
It's like a reverse
Anyway.
card on that conversation.
God, turn
Let's go down to the beach.
Yep, you guys are on the beach. You're there.
Yeah.
This shit's huge.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
It is the biggest thing you've ever seen, Solace, in the sense that, like, it's how expansive it is. How expansive it is. It is the biggest... Shut up. It's the biggest... Anything...
I'm really not going to be laughing. What's going on?
Oh no.
Saw some pretty big things in the brothel.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Nico!
You see the Lucidian Ocean before you. It is the biggest Lucidian Ocean you have ever seen before you.
Goddamn.
It's a big ocean, that. I've not seen one bigger.
I'm in it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Geema
God.
just disappears into the water.
What about where we're going to talk about the... Okay.
You just see
How
the
is
ship.
it?
My foot in. To talk? I'm going to put my foot in. Is it cold?
It is like perfect temperature. It's cool. You get that like kind of slight bit of like whoop, as it like does chill you a bit, but you instantly acclimatize to it. It's heat. What's the word I'm looking for? Middle of summer, like midday. Water temperature is.
Oh yeah, it's summer, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so in real world right now. I'm like, it's freezing. Oh, I was expecting it to be cold. Okay, perfect. It's not cold. I am stripping down to my undies and I'm hopping in.
Easy. Yep, you jump on into the water. So Hikari and Oleg, you're standing there and you watch as Geema runs in and Solace quickly sheds her top layers and jumps in as well.
Come on, you two.
No, I've got some work to do. Oleg's going to sit down cross-legged on the beach and start working on making 4 leather bracelets.
Oh, you're making stuff. I thought we were going to talk.
You talk, I'll make shit. This is important. It
I was
needs to be
just
done.
thinking that it's fun. I feel like it'd be cool to like float and have like a meeting.
I can do that as well, because I've got wooden armor, so I will come and float like I'm in the Red Sea and
Super
make
cool.
leather bracelets.
Strangely like floating
Sure.
slightly above the water because it is super buoyant. The armor that you have, the literal studs of your studded armor made of wood. Yeah, Oleg floats just almost above the water.
As soon as you come in, Oleg, I go.
Uh-oh.
Oleg,
Oh my god.
What?
you are like the embodiment of the boat that we are going to make.
Yes, I know, but we've got enough gold now to make it.
But you just
In
went from
fact-
the land to the water and you're floating.
You did that too.
I
Yeah.
also did that.
But
Yeah,
she's
but I
got
feel
shell.
like, yeah. Anyway, wood.
Gold. No, gold. is more
Yeah,
important.
I'm
I've got so
I'm
much
coming
gold
in.
I can
I'm
barely
coming
move.
in. I'm not derobing, but I'm coming in.
Hikari
Yeah,
walks
perfect.
fully clothed into the ocean.
Yeah.
Alright. We gotta get a hotel.
All
Like,
right.
soon.
You guys don't have
Let us
towels. You don't have like.
We don't have towels. I was just gonna air dry, but Hikari got all wet. Okay, fine. Whatever. Well, this is the
Oh, I have
problem
got some
later.
soap.
We got a lot of money. Why does the church want the body?
I was wondering the same thing.
Yeah,
Just because-
Hello's one
And
of the
why
good
were they
guys.
paying
Yeah.
so much for it?
Right? Like, it almost feels like, well, I don't know, shit, but it feels weird.
It must be worth a lot to them.
But why?
So either
It's
the
a
church
dead
are trying
body.
to cover something up, or they're trying to reuse the body in some unusual fashion.
I'm wondering if
Reuse.
it was. I'm
Well,
wondering
I
if
don't
it
know.
had
I mean,
to do with the
I
means,
recycle all sorts of things.
What were you saying, Hikari?
the circumstances around his death.
Right, the
Strange.
chest burster.
Strange creature.
Did we ever figure out what the hell that thing was?
Mm-mm.
We didn't, did we?
Didn't,
Maybe
who was
that
it
has-
looked
Doc
at that?
Doc was doing a little bit of research on it, but we didn't. I don't think we
Didn't get
talked to
an
him
answer.
before we left.
No, didn't he say he was gonna message us?
He did.
We had the
He did.
stone.
We have the stone.
Should we
Maybe
talk
that's
to them?
connected. I don't know.
the church. I feel like they won't, if they're paying a lot of money for this, and they wouldn't even tell the deceased's, lover what's going on. Why would they tell us?
Robes.
Well,
What?
there's one thing I know about religious people is not all of them are pure. There's going to be a few of them have some smudges.
I've only
You have to
heard
find those ones.
bad things. I don't think
What?
I don't think we should wrap ourselves up in that. Is what I think. I think we should stay
I
very,
agree.
very far away, because anybody who I've ever come across who've had dealings with any sort of church, it's not been good. So
Stay
I
away from those religious types. They're a bunch of crazy people.
Wait,
They
I have a
paid-
question. Oleg,
Hmm.
So when I was a kid, my auntie, she was religious. Don't remember what god. I probably should have made more of an effort to be close to her as her niece, but I was busy. There's a wolf. Anyway, she worshipped a god, and she also could heal people, kind of like how you can. Do you not worship anybody? I always assumed you did, and just never talked about it. But where do you get your
But I think I get it from the forest. I mean, that's why I'm worried. If I stay here too long, I might not have it any longer. But I talked to the trees and the animals, and that seemed to help. I thought I was. I have no idea. I've never been to a church.
Oh.
Nobody's ever spoken
Oh.
to me. I'm not.
I really
any
just
kind of
assumed.
religion. They're crazy people. They write things in books and talk mumbo jumbo. They don't actually do
Writing
anything.
in books makes you crazy. I
Well,
have, a
no,
diary.
but writing it down and leaving it there for too long.
Explains so much.
Oh.
Its knowledge
Well-
needs to be stored up here and transmitted by the word of mouth, not by book.
Oh.
That's the way I learn things. I mean, the squirrels taught me everything I know. And the cats. Wow. Phew, the things you learn from cats.
Okay.
And just to be clear, the religious people, they're the crazy ones, right? I just want to
Yes,
make
yes.
sure that
Not us. We're not the crazy ones. Stick with
Gotcha.
me or
Okay.
stay miles away from the crazy religious freaks.
Okay. I have a question. Another one. This is my fourth question. Geema, I know you don't want, and Oleg don't want to get involved in this crazy religious people stuff, apparently. I don't know. I don't have enough of a basis to make a judgment call at this point. But like I said, I'm not good. I'm a very trusting person, and that gave even me weird vibes. We found a dead guy in a forest with his chest burst open, and then fought a weird frog cult, and then smashed a weird worm thing that bit Hikari, I think. It bit one of us. And then no one knew what the hell the worm thing was, and then now a church in another city who would have no way of knowing most of this information. Yes? No? Really, really, really wants the body to the point where they pay the deceased's, lover and then also us, a bonkers amount of money. It just makes me feel nervous somehow.
I agree. I think it is crazy. If we can get 3 brown robes, we can probably sneak in there and get more answers than we could if we just went up to the door and said, "Hello, what are you doing with that body that we brought back?" We need to get inside the church.
Hold up. I have a problem with that. I don't know if you've noticed, but talking,
Mm.
Well,
I'm
you're so
not.
good at it.
great at it. What are you saying?
It's okay. You don't need to. Geema can do the talking, and you can just do the hitting of people. When we find the bad people, you hit them.
Sometimes when people look at me, sometimes when I make eye contact with people, my mouth just starts moving, and I try to stop it, but
Maybe Geema could sit on your shoulders, and we can just have one robe over the pair of you. So Geema does the talking, and you just carry her.
I love it. Let's do it. Let's go. Get him.
Sounds unnecessarily.
No.
I mean, yeah, I'm into it. It sounds
does.
great.
Sorry, Alanna.
I just think so what you're saying is there's a mystery afoot and we don't have a plan for what we want to do, so we may as well go and see. Look, the thing that I'm really interested in is she didn't seem like this was necessarily what she wanted to happen. This is just she got given a bunch of money and they helped out. I'm very uncomfortable with the fact that they're going to put him underground. I want to know what's up with that. That sounds gross and weird. Why are they going to trap him underground?
It's normal. It goes back into the trees eventually. It returns to all living things. That's what happens to us all eventually.
I know that some people bury their dead. My family burned our dead.
But yeah, that works as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just another way of doing it. I don't think that's the weird part. That's not one of the things I focused in on, Geema, just to be completely honest. But if you're worried about that, we can also ask about that. I figure it can't hurt.
Okay.
Ace, you've got a point. Geema, do you not feel... I mean, I feel the same as Ace, that there's something fishy going on. That means, the church doesn't pay to get bodies back so far. They're either trying to hide something or they're doing something that we don't understand and we perhaps need to. So how do we find out? How do we clarify this without sneaking into a church?
Okay. Well, look. Yes. I guess I would like to know more. I guess all of my knowledge is third-hand knowledge about these types of places. So I'd like to know more. And yes, it does seem fishy to me. I guess I want to protect Ava. I understand what it would be. I could understand what it would be like to lose someone, losing. They were planning on spending their life together. They were planning on running away together. They were planning, they had money set aside for the rest of their lives. They were going to leave the city, and I just, if we dig around, I would like it to not mean we make this process harder and longer for her. She
That's a fair
needs
point.
to be able to put it to rest.
I think that's fair. I also think, though, related to that, I agree. I don't want her to be put through any more shit. She's already dealing with enough. But at the same time, she really cared about this person. And I know I'm not saying we are responsible for what happened to him, but I can't help but feel a little bit responsible for not figuring out, why, I killed the thing that killed him, potentially, but I don't know what it was, or why it was there, and that just,
and nobody does.
That just feels so weird.
Yeah, I agree. I've lived in the forest for a century or so, and I've never seen anything like that. It's a weird...
You've lived in the forest for a century?
Something like that, yeah, I think so. I don't know. At time, it's one of those strange concepts, the passage of the moon and the sun. Why? What have you been doing for the last few years?
My people don't live that long, that's all. That's such a long time. That's 3... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, that's cool. That's just something for me to ponder later. Okay, well, what do you think, Hikari? I mean, you were pretty adamant that we don't get up to mischief. Is this not the type of mischief wherein we end up being in Port Damali jail?
Yeah, actually, really quick, Hikari, I'd like to know how you feel about this too, because generally speaking, you're the one who's suspicious of people. So I feel weird. We've reversed roles here. What? I've been talking a lot. Are we completely off base? Is this suspicious? Is this weird?
This is definitely a little fishy. And as I said before, we probably shouldn't dig into people's business too much. We don't want to draw any unnecessary attention to ourselves. But part of me also really loves exploiting and uncovering the dark spaces of churches. You know, the bad eggs.
Is that your favorite term?
Bringing those people down, finding them out. There's always something to gain from those kinds of people.
Very small rocks.
Very small rocks?
Sorry, I was quoting Monty Python.
So my...
Oh! Sorry.
So while it would be nice to get to the bottom of this and figure it out, my initial intentions with this would be purely exploitative. Exploitative. Yes.
Investigative? Investigatory? Let's just go have a look and see what shit we find.
Look, it's clear that Common is all of our second languages, and that's fine.
I have a thought.
This is a caring circle. Share your thought.
Absolutely. I have the stick. What are we passing around? Conch?
I don't know, but all I know is
yeah, nice little seashell.
We're still floating in the water, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
How far out to sea have we washed so far?
Oh god.
Shit, goodbye.
No, we're fine.
You guys
We're
are
fine.
fine.
We're fine.
Yeah. Geema's keeping a patrol.
Because my sugar glider is a Fey sugar glider, it's swimming.
Oh right, we were holding what's her name?
Azuka.
Azuka.
Yeah.
I'll put Azuka on my head so she's out of the water.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that we should. Okay, so they saw all of us. Oh, I'm not good at conspiring, but
Words.
they saw all of us. But that too. I feel like a good way to go is like one or two of us approach and just like straight up ask shit. Just be like, hey, I'm with the team that brought the body in. Why the fuck did you pay so much money for the? What are you doing with the body? Just like straightforward ask them, just to see what they say. And then Hikari, I feel like you're very insightful. I think maybe you can like come and be like, I think they're lying or not, depending. And then if we get a lot of like bad vibes, then we can like maybe take some more extreme measures later. I don't know. I just feel
I
like
can be very persuasive.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
use that as a distraction whilst me and Geema sneak in the side with the robes and be persuasive.
right.
No?
I feel like
We stick together?
Okay. I feel like
Yeah,
I like
go
your
ahead.
plan a lot. I do feel like, and this is just again my opinion, and I'm not a good conspirator, but I think maybe
Conscriptor.
conscriptor. Thank you. I feel like that's step 2. Like we do the talking, and
Okay.
then we come back and like convene with the information we've got, and then maybe we sneak in. Just because, like,
Information is good.
right? I
yes.
feel like information gathering is
Yes.
like the thing to do, right?
We do need more of it. In order to have... If we had more information, we'd know what to do.
In order to
I
have
feel like
information,
yeah.
we need information.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like we don't know, and I hate not knowing things. I don't know what
Mm.
was that thing, and why do they? I want to know. Okay, because I feel like I'm making jumps now too. Like maybe it has nothing to do with the creature that killed him, but like in my head now, I've conflated the two, and I'm like, yeah, the creature is why they want the body, but I don't know that. I don't know shit. I just want to know
Conflated,
what's
is that a
going
word?
on.
Okay, I'm learning new words. Conflated.
Is that okay? Wait, actually,
We have
me, my, is
conflated the
that a
two.
word? Because I say conflated a
Yeah.
lot. Is that not
Yeah.
a fucking word?
I don't
Yeah, that's
know.
a
Is it a
word.
word?
It's a
Is it
word.
word?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
cool. I was just
I don't know my own
sometimes-
language, so I take your word for it.
I'm 20.
It's a
I
good
feel like
word.
I'm an idiot like 90% of the
It's a
time.
good
It's
word.
fine. Okay, let's keep going.
Good word. Using it correctly. It's fine.
Moving on.
You get an extra gold star for that $50 word. You did good.
Thank you.
I just
English major.
I agree. I think we should do this. It sounds like a good adventure. It sounds like subterfuge, and that sounds like fun. I do want to say that we seem to just go from like thing to thing, and that's fun, and I'm here for the fun. I just want to say that, and I want you to hear me, and I have Azuka. I'm like, I need you to hear me. I need you to share this thing. I know that I'm very silly. What I'm saying is I've had close friends have to leave their whole communities because of crap that religious organizations have done.
Oh.
Like,
Told you.
I've lived
people.
with people that have been run out of their towns or have had to run away. So I'm just saying, like, we should make an actual good plan, because depending on who they are and what they're doing, these places aren't a joke.
Okay.
And you've got, like, the most serious Geema you've ever gotten.
That's really scary.
I think we're all feeling it.
Yeah, I'm scared. That's good to know, and thank you for sharing that with the sharing circle. I think I've never had any experiences with any, like, organizations. I just knew a couple religious folks in, like, my community, and they were all chill, but, like, they were never organizations. But I don't have any frame of reference. If you say we gotta be careful, I'm being careful. I guess I still don't really know what we're doing, but if we're coming up with a plan, I think I agree about making it a good one, just for safety's sake.
Also, I feel like we don't necessarily need to make this such a pressing matter. We do have another potential job opportunity that Tobiah had clued us in on.
True. Well, we could maybe link up with him before we go there. Maybe the two are linked somehow, and if they're not, we'll have more information and be able to better decide if it's wise to go hunting after one or the other.
Yeah. And I feel like we've been traveling for a while. It's a new city. We should just take a day to just soak it all in, process.
But
Let's get rid of some of this gold.
What if they're doing what they're doing right now, and then they bury... What happens if
Yeah, like,
something
we have to do
right
something
now?
to the body, like, right now.
Well, I don't think there's much we can do about that.
That's a fair point.
We
actually.
can't
What's the point
go
of
in there
doing it?
barging, demanding to have the body.
No,
We really
can't.
just need the information. We don't really
So we're
need...
just looking for a connection between whatever happened in the forest and why the church brought the body back here.
I really
It's really
think I
nothing to
just
do with
want
us,
to...
is it?
Yeah, I just want to know why they want the body so bad. It just feels so weird. Because they're not
Yeah.
even like...
Maybe they'll be easy to give up the information.
Maybe. How
We
about
never
this?
met. Go on.
Oh, I was just
I
gonna
was gonna
say,
say-
how about, like... Oh, wait, what? You wanna go? Okay, sorry. I was just gonna say that, like, maybe on our way to finding the hotel, the landlocked lady, that we can just like I can just hop into the temple with Paylor and be like, "Hi, what, why?" And just ask.
I think
and just
honesty. I agree. You can't
Just
go
because,
wrong. You can't go
Yeah.
wrong with just being honest.
Because I can't
Fine.
lie for shit. I'm
Yeah, I
not
agree.
good at talking, but
Let's just go
yeah.
kick the door in and ask them what the plan are.
I don't know if we should kick it.
Oh, sorry. Yes, open the door.
Figuratively.
Yeah,
Oh,
figuratively
figure.
speak.
Okay.
We'll go and
Yeah,
have a word with the chaps and chapesses.
I think yes, and then we can get a hotel, and hopefully the hotel has like a clothesline because Hikari, you're soaked. Just
Yeah,
Just
it's
so.
fine.
okay.
It is what it is.
I feel like you could have avoided. It's fine. Shall we do that? Because I feel like that's okay. Because I'm new to this shit. I feel like what we're missing is information, and we need a jumping off point. So a jumping off point would just be to like literally ask them. So maybe we just do that and then start planning after we do that. I don't know. I'm really not good at this, you guys.
Okay, so you're saying, don't worry about anything else. We go to the church. We get information there. We get our lodgings at the landlocked lady, and then we make more of a plan then. Because I do have a couple of things I want to do while we're in town as well, but those might be completely derailed once we get more information from the church.
Okay, because I feel like it wouldn't be too suspicious for the people who brought the body just to be following up and be like, hey, we brought it all the way here. We just try to make sure that it like got to its destination. What's up with you guys, by the way? Like, I feel like it would be okay.
Yeah, let's do Is that good? Is everyone okay? Let's get it. Let's get nods from everyone. Everyone good with that? Oleg, that's a good plan. Hikari.
Sounds
Okay,
good to
and
me.
Hikari, that's not something we're gonna be put in jail for. Just asking questions.
If we're simply, well, okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on the people in the background when we're asking the questions.
Okay.
Those are usually the more important people than the person we're talking to.
I have suddenly come to the realization that I just made a plan, and I feel like I should be fact-checked because I really am just talking out my ass. Are we sure we're all cool with this? Because I
Yes, it makes
spilled a
sense
lot
to
of
us. That's
information.
why we haven't objected. You make sense.
Okay,
Your plan
alright.
is sound strategically. We should go
Listen.
forth and enact it. And as we
I-
walk out of the water, if we're happy,
Yes, I was just gonna say that I was always the sibling who followed along with the other one's plan, not the one making the plan. So I really am. This is new territory. Let's get out of the water.
times change.
Yeah.
I would like to give each member of the group this one of these bracelets that I've been tinkering with. It's similar.
Oh.
I don't know if you want me to roll for this. The idea I had was just something simple. The way he fastens together his armor, but just into a bracelet, and to give it to each of them and say, "This is a good luck charm. It won't help you anything more than it is good luck. I wish upon you." But at some point in the future, it may become invaluable should I need to protect you over a long distance. But until that day, please accept it in my best wishes.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
Wow.
easily make that. You don't need any
Thank
kind of
you.
roll for it.
Okay. It's just like a leather bracelet or
Yeah.
good luck charm.
Nice. Everyone has a
Alright.
lovely leather
I
bracelet.
give Oleg a big hug.
Big hug.
Oh. And it's like I have other things. I have stuff tied everywhere, and we have to like find a spot. I'm like, you made it big enough. Good work.
Yeah. I especially designed it for you.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Wonderful. Okay, so as you guys kind of head out of the water, we might go ahead and take a bit of a break for a quick moment, as we have somewhat of a plan ahead of us for what you guys want to do next. So yes,
Yeah.
we're going to take a quick break, probably no more than about 5 minutes, and I will put in chat when we're about to jump back, so please stick around. Thank you so much for sticking around so far, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, see you soon. Hello. Welcome back to us and to you, the lovely people watching us. Alright, guys. What would you like to do? Having exited the ocean, no towels, what is your plan?
Exchange friendship bracelets.
Yes.
I think we're gonna go to the church.
Alright.
Yep.
Yep.
Easy enough. You guys follow kind of the rough directions that Eva gave you, eventually stopping, maybe asking for some directions along the way, because it is quite a I wouldn't say it's confusing city. You do kind of get the sense that the different areas are pretty well segmented. They're pretty well broken up. The tumble downs themselves, the initial area you walked into, it's quite dark and grimy. Again, not like in a gross kind of way, I guess I should say, but just because a lot of people live there, it is very busy. The next area that you guys head into is called Beaded Alley, and as you're walking through there, it's a complete shift from what you'd see in the tumble downs. It is vibrant. There are rainbow colors everywhere. There are beads and banners and all sorts of decorations littering the street. You see a lot of shops in this area, a lot of different businesses, a lot of specialty shops, all sorts of things. Very, very few kind of residential. There's occasional and a lot of like kind of apartments above shops, but the majority of this section is commerce. So a lot of commerce, a lot of trade. You do see a few guild halls here for different. What's the word I'm looking for? For different guilds, trades,
occupations. Trade.
Yeah, there is a word I'm trying to think of. Can't think of it, but stuff. Eventually winding your way around and kind of heading up a bit as the city does kind of peak a little bit. There is definitely a slope heading inward. You make your way to a section of a city and asking around. It is called the Crescents. And as you walk through, you notice all throughout this section, first thing you notice is it's a lot more spaced out. Like the buildings have much more space between them. You see a lot of residential buildings, a lot of large-scale houses and mansions and towers. And you do notice every so often, like quite abundant in this area, there are these statues of crescent moons that litter the space, like little shrines set up everywhere around of these crescent moons, giving its name the Crescents. You guys enter in towards the south part of town and make your way more towards the north as you approach the Temple of Palor. As you guys are walking up, I'll just say, you know what? No, let me do this. Let's look at passive perception. Who's got good passive perception? I'll just say everyone make a perception check as you're kind of like wandering through this section of the city. Kind of like taking in the sights of this very lush part of town.
21.
21?
23.
23.
5!
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, wow. Solace, you are overwhelmed by everything you see.
Holy shit.
Overwhelmed by the people too. You kind of don't get like, it's not like people are looking down on you as a party as you guys are walking through, but it is a bit, you do stand out a bit. It's you see a lot of people are like with their families, or they're with like employees, wearing nice fine clothes. So to see an adventuring party walk through it, that kind of like stumps you a bit. You're like, oh, are people looking at us? And they are. You don't get the sense that it's in a bad way, but like you're a bit distracted by that. Yeah, the rest of you. Hikari, especially with your high 23, it's just something that you catch kind of out of the corner of your eye as you are walking towards the temple. You're walking through this residential part of town, and there is a house, and you walk past and you're like, I've seen that house before. And there is an exact replica of Mordek's mansion from Tusoa placed here along the side of the road. And it takes you a second, you're like, that is the exact same house. And you see a replica of Mordek's magnificent mansion here on the side of the road as you're walking towards the temple. And you can note that if you like, but it's up to you if you want to do anything with that information. But
yes.
Yes. Does it have a sign? Does it say Mordek's?
It's exactly the same. There's a gate out the front, and there is a sign that says Mordek's residence.
Hey guys.
That's weird.
I think I might have an
What's
idea.
weird? Huh?
Yeah.
What? What are we looking at?
The
What?
house.
Which one?
Yeah.
It's another Mordek house.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that
That's
mean something?
Wasn't Master Mordek one of the only advisors that the Marquis didn't want involved with the Jaina situation?
Yeah. Wasn't he like a dick or something? Like they were just
I
like,
think
I can't
he
remember,
is.
but didn't they just not want him around because he was like, every time they mentioned him, they're all kind of like,
Yeah.
ugh, that guy. Like, or was it something else? I feel like that's the only
Yeah,
thing I remember.
it was kind of like that.
Okay.
And I feel like a person in his position probably likes to be in the know of things that are happening, so I would imagine he would pay a decent sum to be able to check out the body, find out more himself, maybe. And he's using the church as a middleman. Just an instant theory that popped into my head is
Valid theory. I've been doing nothing but spouting theories all day. I have a question. What should we do about it? Should we knock on his door?
let's go to the church first, and we can
Okay.
casually ask if Master Mordek frequents
Okay.
the church.
By
Is
the
it-
way,
is
before
there
we
a-
get there. Oh wait, no, go for it.
Sorry, does the house look inhabited? Is there a flag up, a sign, a window open, any smoke coming out the chimney?
Make just an investigation check as you're kind of like paying attention to the details of the house. God.
That's a 3 plus 1, I think.
Oh no.
So
It's a DC 5.
4. 4.
You're kind of
It's
like...
a house?
Yeah, it's a house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a house, guys. We should go to this religious place.
Yeah, let's
Sorry.
carry on. But
when
I
we
think we
get
should
there-
still casually ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, because my original plan was just to bank on the fact that I'm incapable of lying and just like go in and really straightforwardly be like, just like really genuinely ask them like out of curiosity what's up. But if you want to do any more sly stuff, Hikari, like casually asking something, that should be someone else's job. I think. Do we have a preference on who does the talking when we get there? I don't really care. I feel like just like going for it bluntly is a good way to start.
I'm pretty
Geema has
good.
always said that honesty is the best policy, so maybe Geema should take the lead on this.
I'm pretty good at talking.
Yes.
I'm pretty
better
good
than
at
me.
at talking in like an intimidating way, in a persuasive way, and in a deceptive way. I'm pretty good at those things.
Very much so.
Yeah. So okay, yeah, let's do that.
And I'll keep a close eye on the surroundings, all that.
If anything happens that's bad, I will be I have a hammer. I don't know. I'll just make sure that everybody's not dead.
Are you expecting a fight to break out?
No, I'm just nervous. I've never done a plan before.
Yeah, don't do them. Plans lead to absolute disaster.
I just checked my notes. For some
Anyways.
reason, when we were in Tesora, I wrote down Mordak, don't alert him. Yeah, maybe we should
I don't think
avoid...
I think that's
I
what
think
the
I
I
just have
think
a
that's
lot
what
of,
the
I
Marquis
hate
said.
Mordak in
The
my
Marquis
notes.
said, "Don't get
Yeah.
Mordak."
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we head into the Church of Pallid.
Yep. And it's pretty easy to see. Leading up to it, you see this large, multi-story cathedral. Like, not cathedral, I guess, in the sense like it's massive, but it does look like a kind of small cathedral. So you see this large white stone temple, various stained glass windows surrounding the outside, all depicting different types of sunsets and sunrises over different landscapes. And you see there's really dark wood double doors at the front on this white stone building. And you guys go up and go for the door.
Push in. Yep.
Push in, the door opens, and you are greeted with this antechamber. So it's this large room. It's not the main part of the temple, but it's the entryway to the temple. And you see standing there kind of like at a sitting there at a desk is a cleric, or you see like an acolyte, a clergyman would be the term, I guess. And you see this human male, kind of short hair, almost like a bit of a bowl cut, kind of that typical Franciscan. What am I trying to say? Monk.
Franciscan.
Yeah,
Friar
Franciscan.
Franciscan, yeah, sure. Monk,
Yeah.
like
We know where you mean.
the Friar Tuck kind of haircut. And they got like these little glasses, and they're looking like, "Oh yes, hello, can I help you?"
Hello. We would like to talk to somebody about the body that was brought here recently.
Yeah.
That
Tap
was-
Geema on the back, cast guidance.
Sure. How long does guidance
Just in
last
case she has
for?
to make any...
This is a new
It
spell.
lasts for a minute, I think.
Okay,
It's
okay.
concentration, but it lasts up to a minute.
Okay, cool. You see they're like, The body that was brought in. And may I inquire your business with the body that was brought in?
We were the ones who delivered it, and we have some further information to discuss with the people preparing it. Him.
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
You can use your
Plus
guidance.
D4.
Plus a D4.
Yes. That's a D4.
Yeah, because your guidance.
24.
No worries whatsoever. You see the cleric's like, I will go fetch the high priest and inform them of your presence. Please wait here. And you see there are kind of like benches here in the entrance. And they get up, they walk not through any of the doors that you would assume lead into the main temple, but onto a side door. They go in, closes. You guys are waiting.
Are there any people in here? Are there any other clergy people like tending to
no.
anything?
It's just it's a large room, but it's kind of like the main focus of the room is like benches for waiting, and a desk where the clergyman was sitting. It's like very well lit in here. You see that there are like almost kind of diagonal sun roofs on the walls that let in a lot of light. So it is very comfortable in here. And it's not hot. You'd think like this white room, it's like so much light getting in here on a hot summer's day. It's actually quite cool. The stone is very cool to touch. You guys are waiting.
While we're waiting, I just open the door. I'm looking for like the main temple. I want to see if I can open the door into the main temple.
Yeah, you open the door. It's not locked. And you are greeted with the massive expanse of the main temple. You see there are rows of pews leading towards the front of what looks like some kind of altar. Looking in, it is all white stone. The floors are very dark wood. And there are just iconographies of sunbursts and the sun everywhere. And as your kind of vision gazes upwards towards the center dome-like structure at the top, you see this massive white crystal, which is catching light, and you see like sun rays kind of spreading out from it, and you get the sense this is what's illuminating this otherwise closed-off space. And it's very bright, but it's kind of like as soon as you step in, you're greeted with like a flash of sunlight. Yeah, but it's open. You see a few people kind of puttering around in there. You see patrons that look like they're from, just people from Port Damali have gone in and they're sitting in there praying. But yeah.
Yes, I get it's pretty. It's very pretty, Oleg. It's very pretty.
No. It's a big building.
But I mean there's a big rock. Is that like a glowing rock?
Oleg and we'll go and have a look at the glowing pretty rock.
Yeah, you go in. Again, kind of as soon as you step through the door, you're met with this kind of sunburst of light that hits you. You feel like the plants on your body kind of react very favorably to this as you enter and you see this massive crystal. Let's see, how big is this crystal? If I could think of a comparative size for this crystal, I would say it is the size of... Oh no.
A VW car.
Sure. That's actually really kind of spot on. It's the size of like a bug, of like a VW bug.
Yeah. That's more or less what I imagined anyways. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just kind of...
It's very nice.
Yeah. Sorry, Solace?
It's a solid crystal?
It looks like that. It looks like it's like got a center mass and there are crystals growing off at different angles and they're kind of pointing and like it looks almost like what you'd imagine a very pointy sunburst shape to be.
Can we do that thing where we all kind of like peer around the door at different heights?
Yeah.
Easy
I'm doing that.
I say, Hikari.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that I want a chunk of that crystal, and me not getting a chunk of that crystal is me not going to jail. So I just want you to know I'm learning.
Okay.
Good
You want me
job,
to get your
Geema.
chunk of that crystal?
Hikari, you're the one who's supposed to keep us out of jail.
I know.
The sun is
It's
kind of
fun.
nice to
Fun-
have
fun to
with
tease
us. I
these
wouldn't
ideas,
want to upset the sun god. What was his name
Alana,
again?
Did you say,
Hello.
Pelor.
Yeah,
Alana, did you say it was hanging from the ceiling or it was on the ground? I don't know if I hallucinated
Hanging
either
from the
of those.
ceiling, kind of like in the domed roof of this building.
That thing's gotta be fucking heavy. How is it up there?
Make an investigation check.
Anyway.
Solace.
Oh fuck. Alright. 15.
15. Yeah, you're like really staring at it and you can't tell. Like, you don't see any chains or any wires or anything. It's just kind of there.
That's some magic shit.
Hikari.
It is some magic there.
It is a very cool rock. I don't know what I would do if you got me some of that rock, but also they've been keeping us waiting for a long time.
Yeah. Can Oleg wander back to the desk?
Oh yeah, you guys are like
Can I have
kind
a
of
look
right next to the desk as you are all leaning over through the doorway. Yeah, you're at the desk.
Is he around? Is anybody around?
Hasn't
I want to
returned
look
yet.
at the. I want to look on the desk. Is there anything about burials or what was his name? The guy that we brought.
Jaina.
Jaina. Is his
Have,
name anywhere on these?
you're looking around, you see there are papers, you see there are like books, like tomes, kind of just easily flipping through them. You see they're mainly like tenet books of Pelor. The information in front, like on the paper that kind of the clergyman was looking at as you came in, it appears to be like a what's the term, like a guest book, I guess, where they're just kind of recording the people that are entering, kind of roughly what time.
And has anybody entered today of a name that we might recognize, like Mordak?
Make an investigation check.
Or any in the last few pages even? It is a... Fuck's sake, what is that? It's a fucking natural 20.
Whoa!
It's a grog.
Hey!
It's a tankard. I got ale. So that's 21, I think, with mine.
21, yeah. As you're kind of flipping through, you see like they haven't recorded your names yet because you haven't given the names yet, but you see like a few different patrons, different handwriting throughout. You flip back 2-3 pages, you do recognize one name. You see Eva's name is written down there on three different occasions. Eva had entered the temple over the course of
when was the last one?
days. The last one would have been about 3 days ago.
Hikari, come and have a look at this.
Yeah.
She was in the temple 3 days ago, so obviously she's being carefully schooled. What she knows may not be accurate. So I'll just point to the name just to make sure that Hikari knows about it as well as me.
I don't necessarily think her showing up here is enough to arouse suspicions. I feel like if anyone was going through a difficult time, they would want to speak with a higher power, as ridiculous as that may seem.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. But yeah, some people like that.
No, but she said that they talked to her. Like they offered her help and
Yeah. I know.
That makes sense.
I'm not saying she's in on it. I'm saying that she's been indoctrinated with information, so that the information that we get from her, we might not be able to fully trust or corroborate. Where is this guy? Is he ever coming back, or can we go and explore this church?
You've probably been waiting about 15 minutes at this point. The church is open to you if you wish to go in. It's up to you guys if you want to continue waiting.
If they can, can we go through that door that he left through, the office door or whatever it is?
You go up to it and it is locked.
Ah.
No, we're still trying to be truthful.
We are.
Okay.
I start to show Hikari all of my rocks.
You do what, sorry?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's a shiny. Oh, that's nice.
Hikari all of my rock collection.
I
Yeah.
knock on the door.
It's cool.
Yeah, you knock on the door. You don't hear anything. probably about 2 minutes later, if you guys are waiting, which I think with Geema showing
I'll
books,
stand by the door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hear the door click and it opens, and you see the clergyman returns, kind of like, oh, as you are there right at the door. They're like, the high priest will be with you momentarily. This wasn't his voice at all, but I'm going with it. I can't remember. So many new voices today. And they go sit back down at the desk. And a few moments later, coming from the same door, you see this very tall elven man enter. This high elf in very pristine white and gold robes. They've got kind of like a shaved head to the point where like it's like very just fuzz. Like it's not bald, but there's barely any hair there. It's just kind of shaved. And they approach, it's kind of like golden hair. They kind of approach and they're like, you are the ones that brought Jaina to us. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And I've been informed that you have information that you wish to share with us.
Yes, we wanted to talk about the nature of his death as well, we didn't want to say in front of his family that were there when they picked him up, but we wanted to talk to you about the nature of his death, as he might be he might have like dangerous stuff on his body, and we wanted to make sure everybody was safe.
I think we should follow me, if you will. And they walk back through the door. Well, they gesture back towards the door that they came in from.
Sure.
Yep. Alright. So they walk in, and you get the sense from like the location of how they walk in. They walk in, and it's a small room. Looks maybe like a kind of storeroom. And then off to the side, there's a hallway or a bit of a tunnel, and you get the sense that it loops around with the main temple chamber, but off to the side. And so they lead you down this tunnel, and you see they say, yes, well, we've been very curious about what possibly happened, and any information will be greatly appreciated, but not the appropriate conversation for the entryway of the sanctuary. Just up here. And they lead you. I'd say you guys can probably figure it out. You're pretty much now behind the main altar of the church in terms of location of the temple. And they lead you into this large room that looks a bit like a break room, but it's like the living quarters of the temple. You see lots of different rooms kind of leading off from it, a large round table. You recognize the two clerics that had collected the coffin from you guys the morning of. You recognize them. They're there in different robes now. They're wearing kind of the more white and gold robes of Pallid, but they're just sitting at a different table, kind of eating some food and having a bit of a break. And you see the high priest walks in and gestures towards the table. It's like, please sit. This is a conversation we're very keen to have. And they sit down kind of at the head of the table.
Right.
Well, I guess first we were curious, before we sort of let you know our story, we were curious as to why we had thought we would be paid by his kin, but she informed us that the money came from you, and it was quite a bit more money than we were expecting. So we were wondering if there was a reason why the church was specifically interested in this unfortunate soul as opposed to anyone else, because of the unusual way he carked it.
Jeez, sorry, out of character. Carked it. So Australian.
Sorry.
You see, they compose themselves, and they say, yes, so do you have information specifically to how Jaina died? We
Yes,
have
but
observed the
I
body,
did
and
ask you a
it feels quite obvious to some extent, but the details are still uncertain to us. Can you
Yes.
elaborate?
Um,
Were you there when he died?
I can. I did ask you a question though.
Yes, what was the question?
Why the church was specifically interested in this unfortunate soul and paid so much money for this body.
Yes, the church has many interests. Myself have many interests. As one of the largest temples in Port Damali, one of our main interests is keeping our patrons safe. And without knowing at this stage how much information I can share with you, or how trustworthy you all are, please know that our efforts, one both in paying Eva and paying yourselves, are truly in the sense of keeping people safe. But until I know more about what you know,
Do I believe them?
make an,
Yeah, insight.
make an insight check.
Can I also make an insight check?
Yeah, go
Because
for
I think Ace is trying.
Go for it.
But
No.
Just
One. 1 + 1 is 2.
Oof.
But Kikette isn't.
9 + 10, 21.
14
9 plus 10.
plus 0. 14.
14.
I got 17. It's a 17. 17 + 4, 21.
Okay. Cool.
I was just doing a
yeah.
dumb.
No.
stupid
Cool.
thing.
Yeah, I'd say, Solace, you kind of get the sense that they are withholding information. Like, obviously, they're literally saying, I'm withholding information to you. Hikari, you, get the sense that they are very much in control of the conversation. And there is an earnestness to them. You get the sense that they don't trust you. Not you specifically, but you get the sense that they do not trust this party that's kind of just wandered in and said, like, hey, we know how they died. And you see the high priest says, look, I don't mean to be so formal, but this is of great concern to us. What are your names? Sorry, how rude of me. I am High Priest Everin Price. Welcome to the Sunfall Sanctuary. We are grateful for your delivery of Jaina. And if you do say that you have more information, that can be useful to us. But at this stage, it is a delicate situation. And I hope you can appreciate that. Or you could take your gold and be done with the situation.
My name is Geema, and I apologize for putting you on the spot. I do understand. I was worried that you just cared greatly for the dead in the city, and you help this young person bury her lover, blah blah blah. The fact that you answered honestly helps a lot, and we can tell you our story.
Wonderful. What is your story? So, were you there when Jaina died?
Sorry, yeah, Geema, Oleg, Ace, Hikari.
You share your names.
We were we were at the battle that in which he died, and the circumstances were exceedingly strange, and we haven't been able to find to what happened since. His final wounds were hang on, back to me. Out of character.
Yeah.
He just got eaten by a frog, right? And he didn't die from the worm.
You when you got to the I don't know, does anyone else remember?
One of them was being eaten. The other one had like a burst wound in their chest, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the same one. Maybe Jaina was in the toad's mouth.
It was a while ago. When you guys got to the clearing, you saw the giant frog had Jaina in its mouth.
That's right.
it's spattered out, and that's
Okay.
when you
Yeah,
notice
that
the
was-
hole in Jaina's chest.
Gotcha.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jaina was dead when you
Jaina.
got there.
Yeah, that's cool. We fought some. I want to say. Grung? No, bullywogs? No.
Yep.
Bullywogs, yeah.
We fought some bullywogs, and they appeared to have a creature with them that potentially gestated in Jada's body, that purple worm-like creature that we haven't been able to ascertain what it is yet. I basically give him all the knowledge that we have.
Okay, yep, you tell all about the slug, you tell all about the body, about, do you talk about, like, who you've told?
I don't mention Mordak yet. I say that we talked to the Marquis, and they, like, I let them know that the people in the city didn't that because I know not to mention because we think there might be a connection. But I do it in a way where I'm like, I explain the battle as well. I'm like, and then Hikari did this really cool thing. Hikari's got this really cool, and then this happened.
You see that they're politely listening to the story of the battle, but they're kind of like very serious throughout the whole tale. I'll say also, let's see, I just looked at passive perception. Why did I forget what they were? Oleg, you kind of notice, just very, very subtly, every so often, everyone will, as Geema's describing something generally specific about, like, the battle or about the creature, will every so often just kind of glance off to the side and, like, nod slightly. Happens a bit. Happens a handful of times. I'd say probably you actually.
Where's he looking?
Probably
To the side of
Hikari.
what?
You would notice this as well. Yeah, just kind of off to the side, just like every so often, like that, like little nods off to the side. But Geema continues with the story. Yeah, do with that what you will. Yeah, and
Look in that direction.
you look in
Where-
that
where is
direction.
it?
It's
side
like
glance.
literally just to the side, and as you both kind of like turn to look, or do you do it a bit more subtly?
No, he's blunt as
I'm
fuck.
being
He
subtle
just
about
turns
it.
and looks.
Okay, yeah, Hikari's kind of like,
Who are you looking at?
Oleg's
We're
like,
here. Wait, look at us.
You see, kind of up against a wall by a door is another person in brown robes with a hood up, and they're taking notes, kind of just keeping track of the conversation. And you see everyone be like, "Oh, I'm sorry to be rude. Just keeping notes for our own records. In terms of making sure this is recorded correctly. This is."
Sounds like you're building a case against somebody.
A case is an interesting term. As a church and as the high priest, my role to the city is religious and spiritual in nature. The realm of influence I have on the city itself, while important to many people, is not necessarily useful for matters such as these. But if there is something we can do, we're going to try. And you see they gesture to the person that's leaning up against the wall, and they kind of put their notepad away and kind of step forward. And everyone says, "It's not my place necessarily to investigate these matters, but I feel as though..." Well, he's going to do an insight check on you guys. Just kind of, okay. He says, "You sound as though you're capable enough. And while I cannot get involved directly, perhaps this is something you can help us with. May I introduce Valos Vedrel?" And they motion it to the person that's standing there. And the person standing there, they take their hood off, revealing a human woman, kind of like dark brown hair, and she's just standing there, just kind of like not saying anything, just like watching and looking at each of you. And everyone says, Valos is our esteemed veritician of the Sunfall Sanctuary, and it is her investigation. And you see this woman looks at you and says, I found it quite interesting what you have told me, and I think we can help each other. I will take you to the bodies, and gestures to a doorway.
Bodies, plural.
And we're going to end our session there, guys. We're going to close the chapter there.
Bodies?
Bodies? Multiple?
Yeah, just
More than
plural.
one? Plural? Shit! Bodies?
So we were right. We were right to trust our intuition that there was something else going on.
Something's
We
fucking...
were just the wrong people.
Cool.
Yeah, we were just like... Oh my god!
I like how we all like when you said bodies, we all had like a collective like wait.
Huh?
Did we hear that right?
Yeah.
Oh, bodies! Okay.
Yeah,
Good
very
fun.
nicely done. Well done.
That was awesome, Alanna. Thank you.
No worries.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
so thank you so much for everyone for joining us as we made it to Port Damali and had some fun and found new problems to stress about. Yeah, had a lot of fun. That was great. I love the beach, hanging out at the beach,
Yeah.
and plotting to break into a church at the beach. Perfect.
Yeah, we really just went for it, huh?
It
We
was
did.
great. But yes, thank you so much, everyone in chat, everyone watching live, watching on YouTube, listening on any of our various audio podcast forms. We really appreciate it. We love doing this, and we love sharing it with you. At this stage, we'll be returning in 2 weeks' time on the 31st/1st of November for Chapter 12 of our adventures in Wildemount, and we hope you can join us then. But that is pretty much it. With all that said, keep an eye on our socials, join our Discord. Every so often throughout the weeks, I like to do some extra content on our Twitch channel, so you can check out our Hit Dice Hangouts. So whether it's mini painting, playing some games, anything like that, it'll all go up on our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Discord. But yeah, once again, thanks so much everyone for joining us, and we'll catch you next time. All right, bye.
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 Bye.